Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Haddonfield Horrors podcast. I'm your host, Mark.
And I'm Kennedy.
And today we are giving our predictions for Scream 5, which comes out in 2 weeks. I can't believe it's almost here. And we're joined by Maria and Tuan. So, guys, with Scream 5 around the corner, does anyone have any predictions? Does anyone have anything they hope to see or they hope that Scream finally tackles? Tuan, you go first.
Something that I hope to see. Um, I would like. I don't know why. Well, I like this any horror movie. Let's increase the kill count. Uh, it literally any horror movie that is like a slasher. Um, I don't mind having like the kill count increased in a movie. And also I would say I would like if they because I kind of like the Scream 4. It felt a little more gory to me. I like if they kind of kept kind of like that factor um within the new Scream movie that we're having coming out. Um, I do expect. Well, obviously, we don't know how these characters are going to be, but I would say for the most part, I feel like maybe these characters might be good just off the actors they got. Most of the actors that they got for this one, like the younger actors that are joining the OG cast, they're all pretty good actors, and I like have
I
pretty
recognize some of them. I
yeah
recognize like a few. I don't recognize all. Like I know Jenna Ortega because like obviously, and then
yeah
Cuban Gooding Jr.'s son is in it. He's the black
yep
guy. I know him from Love Victor, and I know the guy with the curly hair because he's on The Boys.
yeah he's on the boys. They also have the main character from 13 Reasons Why in here, Dylan Minnette. He's in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Um,
him.
with one of the other girls in here, um, I know her actress. The actress' name is Melissa Barrera. She was in I saw over the summer In the Heights. I don't know if any of you seen that movie. She
No,
was
I skipped that one.
yeah.
I don't like modern musicals.
I only watched it because yeah, a friend of mine he really liked the play, so I like watched it. The movie was actually pretty good, but she was in it, and she was one of the main characters, and she was good. And the only person, the actress I don't know is the black girl. I don't know her actually. I never seen anything with her in it, but I do know that
Yeah, she's
she
new.
is Cuban Gooding Jr.'s son's like sister in the movie. But yeah, I don't know who. I never actually seen her really in
Wait,
anything.
they're brother and sister, so he's also Randy's nephew.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. That part I knew she was Randy's niece, but I didn't know that he was Randy's nephew. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they're siblings.
Keeping the Meeks legacy alive.
Yeah, definitely. But so yeah, I would just say overall, I have like a good amount of faith going into the movie that it's going to be pretty good. Coming off the directors who if I recall, they did Ready or Not, which I liked Ready or Not a lot personally, and it was definitely like a really good like dark comedy slash horror movie, and I felt the tone that they carried throughout that movie will work for what works within the Scream movies as well. And also considering that, remember Nev Campbell said she really wouldn't come back unless she felt the story and the people behind it were like doing good homage to Wes Craven. So I feel as though she was able to come back. Because she felt that it was good and will hold up to what she thought Wes Craven would have done. I feel as though, as a fan of the franchise, I think I have a bit of faith for it.
What about you, Maria? What are your predictions and hopes for Scream 5?
I kind of hope that like a main character dies, specifically Dewey.
Dewey! Dewey!
um, I would like to see more creative kills, kind of like gory, like the way Randy's kill was, rather than just stab and then you're dead and now I'm running away. I would also like to see like a main like person of the cast be the killer. I feel like in the first movie, it was Billy. In the second movie, it was like Billy's mom, but you never really see her, so she wasn't really like main character. Same thing with the third movie with Roman. The fourth, they tried it with Jill, but I didn't like it, so I want them to do it again. Um, yeah, and I hope they have like a better reason for being the killer rather than just being like, oh, well, it's Sydney's fault or it's Maureen's fault, and that's it. Um, I would like to see like an actual psychotic person wanting to kill just because they want to kill and not really because they don't really care why. That would be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I think the main thing though that I feel like would happen is if I feel like the only thing they can really do at this point is to have one of the like the main, you know, recurring cast to die. I hope it's not Gail. Hope it's not Sydney. Hope it's Dewey. Yeah.
Oh, see, I have a different take because, well, see, but see, what I want, I think has already been like spoiled by the, has already been spoiled by the trailer, because I kind of want the killer to have like no connection or want nothing to do with Sydney in the OG3. Like if it's just like there's a killer on like a separate killing spree who is just wearing a ghost face mask because he's in Woodsboro and that's like iconic and it brings fear to all the residents. If he's just wearing that to just like invoke fear and he's just killing these people and they have no connection to Sydney and she's just there to lend to lend a hand. I want that. Like I just want Sydney to be there because she's helping, not because it has anything to do with her backstory. And I kind of want Dewey to die, and then I kind of want Gail to like be an emotional wreck and just like go like she has to defend her husband, and then she doesn't die, but she's like wounded, and she's wounded so bad that she's out of commission for any potential Scream 6. Does that make any sense?
I get what you mean.
Yeah, like don't kill Gail, just put her off to the side. Put her off to the side for Scream 6, but then bring her back for Scream 7. But either way, I'm kind of indifferent on whether or not Sydney dies. What about you, Kennedy? What are your predictions for Scream 5?
For Scream 5. Um, kind of going off of what Maria said, I think it would be the ultimate Empire Strikes Back, Luke, I am your father, Michael is your brother, Laurie, would be if they made Sydney the killer. I think that would be amazing if they actually went with that. And you could have a perfect motivation because then you could be like, there's many different reasons why you could explain. You know, she's been, you know, people have tried to kill her time after time at the town, like a shit ton of different ghost face. Now she's become
But then
the
that
ghost
scene in the
face.
trailer wouldn't make any sense when he's like, Sydney, it's an honor. Unless she's having a mental breakdown and that's all happening in her fucking head.
Well, maybe that's her partner.
What
And
if the entire movie's happening in her head and she's in some fucking mental
no,
hospital?
they won't do go that far. But I could have. You know, maybe he's referring to, yeah, like literally like as her partner. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer recently, but I mean, you know that movie companies, you know, they put a bunch of fake ass shit in the fucking trailers at this point. Anyways, they CGI stuff out of the trailer, or they take lines out of context. I think it would be absolutely awesome if they made Sydney a killer. I would have the ultimate respect. But on top of that, like you have to give a good motivation. Like, yeah, look, I've now I've become the ghost face. This is the monster that people want me to become, or whatever. Uh, on a few other notes, um, like I've been seeing a few rumors that maybe Stu's coming back. That maybe he's not actually dead. So I think that would be pretty interesting if he actually came back. If he appeared in this movie.
She dropped a TV on his head. We watched it like electrocute him. There was like bolts and all types of stuff.
Well, at this point, Jill in Scream 4 literally got the fucking defibrillator on her head, and at like 5,000 watts was still alive. So,
no, that's when she died. When they were like clear, that's when she died.
No, she still got up and had to get shot again by Officer Judy.
My prediction: Judy dies, and if Judy doesn't die, I'm gonna be mad.
But also,
I could see that.
Like Tawan said, Hayden Panettiere. I also been reading a little bit about her character, so I think there's a decent chance that we might see her come back.
What if she's in the after credit scene? Like, Have you guys seen like the the Curse of Chucky?
No.
When there's like a well in
Yeah.
Curse of Chucky, there's a I don't want to spoil it because I kind of want to cover it on this podcast. But in the Curse of Chucky, there's an after credit scene, and it shows you a character from a previous movie, but then he reappears in the next movie. And if they do like an after credit scene like that, where Kirby like she's like watching the news and she's learning about the current tragedy in Woodsboro, and she's like, "Fuck it, looks like I'm going back home and take this fucker on." I'd be okay with that. Just show me
Yeah.
Kirby.
Bring back Kirby.
What'd you say, Tuan?
Yeah, bring back Kirby.
We need to start a Twitter campaign. Hashtag we want Kirby.
Hell yeah.
They're gonna think we're talking about a new game, but yeah.
I mean, if they bring them both back, I'm okay with either one, to be honest. But Candy, what's the one thing that the movie could do that would make you like storm out the theater and like fuck this, I'm done with the Scream franchise? Like what's the one thing they could do to make you
Oh,
trigger happy?
that is a good ass question right there. What can the Scream? What can they do in this movie that would make me walk out? I mean, this isn't Halloween for me, so I don't really have a personal connection to this. So maybe you guys, I don't know, if they went out and like killed like Gale, like I wouldn't be like mad or anything about it. But maybe you guys would, because I know that some of you really like Gale.
Well,
Like and like Sydney, maybe I could imagine people getting mad if they made Sydney the killer, because she's supposed to be like this beacon, like the protagonist, this beacon of hope, the
yeah, man,
final
yeah,
girl to turn
she
into the killer. But I'd actually be so down if they did that.
well, she's up there with Laurie Strode and Nancy Thompson. So yeah, if they make Sydney the killer, that would piss a lot of people off, and they probably wouldn't return for like any potential sequel. But let me throw it to you, Maria. Like, what's something that this movie could do that would like turn you off from the Scream franchise?
I think it would be like if they killed Sydney. If they had killed Gail, I would be kind of upset, but I wouldn't be as upset if they killed Sydney. Mostly because she survived like up to like movie five and then she dies. Like, no. They can't do that. There's no way.
It's true, but like my issue in our previous episode, where if my issue with Scream 4 is that all three of them survived yet again, so one of the three has to die, and I feel like
I would
just
I would
kill
feel
Dewey.
better if it was either Dewey or Gale, but I would like hate if it was Sydney. That would
What about
bother me.
really? I don't know. What about you, Tuan?
To be honest, I don't think there's no. I think probably. What if they just like killed all of them?
I kind of want that. I want like one lone survivor, just like have one. The whole cast is murdered except for like one person that we least expect.
Like I probably like that would like. See, the thing is like it wouldn't even make me mad, but I would be kind of like a little bit disheartened just because this is the first one without Wes Craven. Now, if it was like a Wes Craven decision, like he was like, okay, we gonna kill them all, I'd be like, all right, but like this is like a reboot with like new people involved and everything. So I'm like, if they were to just like, oh, we're gonna kill off all of the big three, I'd kind of be like, well, damn. Like I probably would, depending on like how good the cast and stuff is in this one. If they were to do that, like I would still probably come back for the next one. But if they just like decide to go crazy and like kill off Sydney, Gale, and Dewey all in one movie, I'd be very I'd kind of be a little upset about that. Like it definitely wouldn't it probably would spoil my enjoyment, but it's definitely always one of those you've seen the character for so long, now they're gone. But like if they're all gone, then I'm gonna really be like, damn, because really, who's gonna besides these new people, who's gonna grieve these characters in like the next movies if they decide to keep going on, and keep it going. Also, because also even the fact that they were able to get them to come back in the first place without Wes Craven, and they decided to just kill him. I doubt they probably would have, but you never know. maybe they're tired of the roles, anything like that. So anything could happen. But yeah, if they definitely decide to like kill off all three of like the mainstays, then that would be an interesting choice for sure. And also, if they like killed all three of them and left Judy, I'd be like, y'all should have just taken her too.
Facts. That was my issue with Halloween Kills. It's like, yo, dangle like, oh my god, Tommy Doe is coming back. Oh my god, we're bringing back the nurse. Well, we're bringing back Nurse Marion Chambers. She was killed in Halloween H2O, but we're bringing her back because Halloween H2O doesn't exist in this new timeline. And we're also gonna bring back little Lindsay Wallace, and then boom, they killed Tommy and Miriam, and then they brought back Sheriff Brackett just to kill him too. And I was like we haven't seen Sheriff Brackett since his little two scenes in the fucking second movie, and then you bring back all these legacy characters, and then you kill them off, and then you have Lindsay like rolled off in a fucking wheelchair, never to be seen again. But the one thing I would like them to keep to kind of emulate from Halloween is like in Halloween 2018, all three Strobe girls survived, but then one of them died in the sequel, and it's only going to be the two of them in Halloween Ends. Now, if they kill Dewey or if they kill Gale in this movie, and then have the other two like keep fighting the fight in the second movie, actually fuck all that. You guys know what I really want? I don't want the killer to be revealed in the movie. Let it end on
That's ballsy. That would piss me off if Vinicius was a killer.
Let it end on the cliffhanger. Let it end with like.
Oh hell no!
let it end with. What it would? That would piss you guys off?
Hell yeah, I would, bro.
Okay, I would say it would piss me off.
Let it end with like
as
one
of
of the.
now.
Really?
Just because because like one, we don't there is no like exact confirmation that they're gonna proceed with another one. So I'll be mad as fuck if they end it with a cliffhanger and we don't get another one.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna get another one. Like it's been so long. Like I'm pretty sure. Like this is my idea. Have like two or three of the new cast survive. One of them has to be one of Randy's either Randy's niece or nephew. One of them have to survive, and then you keep the new final girl and you keep one other person, and then you keep two of the three OGs. Let the last kill be, say they kill Dewey. Let the last kill be Dewey, and then the killer gets away, and everyone's like shocked. Gale is losing it. Sydney's upset, and then Sydney goes and she's like, and in that scene, the trailer where it's like Sydney and the killer is because she's trying to like avenge Dewey. They have a big blowout, but then he gets away, and the movie just ends with like Sydney's like, "This isn't over yet. We're gonna get this fucker," and it just leaves it on a cliffhanger to come back in the next movie, and the killer is still killing people, and then you have Kirby show up to help, and it's like a whole big showdown.
Oh hell no! I'm already angry just thinking about this type of ending. Hell no.
The way you make it different is by not revealing the killer and leaving you to hang on to the next movie. That's how you make it different.
The best thing about these movies is that they have like some sort of finality, no matter what entry you're watching. That would piss me off.
That's why you have to change it. You
hell
have to
no.
flip it. You two don't see. What about you, Maria? Because the two of them are completely against it. What about you? How would you feel?
I would actually like it if they kind of did what they did in the scary movies, where there's like two killers, but basically, well, it's like like the two, like like basically a copycat of the copycat, but they don't reveal the other
Like-
copycat. It's kind of like, so there's like a killer really for real killing people, and then somebody decided, well, somebody else is doing it, I might as well kind of do it too and blame it on them. I think that,
Or just have the two killers and have one get caught, and then before they die, it's just like, I wasn't alone, and then just leave the rest of the cast like, who the fuck was his partner?
exactly, or kind of be like, two killers.
See, that would be better than just leaving it to like oh, we don't know at all. I at least like to know somebody.
Yeah, okay. I like Maria's idea better too. Like, let us know one of them, but not both. I
Yeah,
like
or
that,
like
Maria.
have two killers,
Yeah, that I could stick
or like
with.
have two killers, but not being partners the way it's been the past couple movies. So it's like two people kind of just killing, and they don't really know who the other person is, but they're kind of like,
Trying to one
yeah,
up each
I think that
other.
would be pretty cool.
Oh, but still only reveal one, not the other.
Exactly.
And like,
Yeah, that'd be okay.
don't kill the one killer. Just be like, okay, kill him in prison. He's like, I can tell you that I killed these people, but those people, that was the other guy. And then the last scene should be somebody else dying. I just don't. I want it to be left on a cliffhanger. That's like my main goal.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind a cliffhanger, but yeah, kind of like in the style that Maria said. That I would actually be fine with that.
Yeah, I like Maria. I like Maria's idea too. Like you get enough, but you don't get the whole story. Because well,
Yeah,
I like where like every movie there's a new killer. I kind of want like a lingering. I want it to linger a
like a
bit. Like
lingering threat.
give me something like Halloween where it's the same person from the previous movie. Like I don't know. Give me something like I don't even know. The Collector, the Collection. Somebody gets away.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kenny's like, no, fuck that. Wrap it up in the wrap it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, no cliffhanger. End the fucking story. We'll have a new killer in the next movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's me.
I feel like they have to change it because Scream 4 was just the same. It was just the first three movies, just like updated. The formula was pretty much exactly the same, and I feel like it needs to be left on the cliffhanger. Switch it up a bit. Do a complete mind fuck.
Yeah, I wonder honestly if they even, because coming into the new Halloween movies, they kind of had a layout for how they were going to do all of them. I wondered if they do that for these Scream movies, or are they just kind of winging
No,
it? Right? Since they only, I wonder.
they better have a goddamn plan.
Yeah, because I know they said like if it does good, like pretty much they're aiming to do a new trilogy, for the most part, and so I'm wondering if they do like an outline of how they would want it to go.
You know what I would really like if they. I'm not saying they do exactly this, but if they did some kind of like switcheroo BS with the way that H2O did when it came to Resurrection, where we end this movie thinking we caught the killer. This is the person, but then you flip it to the next movie and it's like, well, the person we arrested and killed was actually just like some crazed obsessed fan who just wanted attention, so he put on a costume and he was responsible for like the last murder and attacking the kids in the finale, but he actually didn't kill anyone else besides what we saw in the last like 15 minutes of the movie. So that means the actual killer is still running around somewhere. What about that?
Mm, that sounds good.
Y'all not fucking with my idea of leaving it on a cliff. It's okay. It's cool. I get it.
Nobody likes it, Marcus.
Nah, bro, nah.
I'm along in this one, but I don't know. I want something big and dramatically different, but I still want it to stay true to because the whole point of these movies is that the killers watch horror movies. So, and if these kids are this is what Generation Z kids who are being killed, most kids people what we've seen most horror movies. Even though every time I hear like a podcast like from people in like their 40s, they're like, no, most millennials and Gen Zs aren't going back to watch like old movies. And I'm like, yes, we are. We love the classic horror movies. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people are interested.
Yeah,
They're
like
gonna go back and watch it.
yeah, we love like I love Psycho. I've seen most of like the OG like Frankenstein and shit. We like those movies. Like, so I'm taking account that the Gen Z kids have seen shit like Saw and Hostel and Happy Death Day and all the bad remakes of the 2000s. I'm hoping that they take that and like up the ante and do some weird, stupid shit. Just don't send Ghostface to space, and I'll be okay. That would piss me off if they end up in space somehow.
Shit, might as well. I kind of want to see that.
I'm surprised Michael Myers ain't been in space. Everybody else been. As he's like walking the moon with his William Shatner mask, getting beamed up, Scotty. But either way, I think we all just want a good sequel. Like I for one love the Scream franchise. I would enjoy like two more movies after this one. I just hope the movie's good. Final thoughts. I want this movie to kick ass. I want the writing to be good. I want the acting to be good. I want the story to make sense. And I don't want them to ignore the movies that came before. What do you guys? What are your final thoughts, Kennedy?
What do I want from this new movie? Realistically, I guess a little bit of what you said, respecting the history. So I guess my perfect Scream 5 movie would be not killing any of the main characters. Don't hurt them. Uh, and just have, I guess, a generic killer that dies at the end. Uh, really, that would be my happy ending. You could kill as many of the new people as you want. That is totally cool with me. Uh, I guess just don't touch the original three because we've been with them for so long. And I don't really have much more to ask than that, really, and just uh, like Tawan said, have a decent kill count. Uh, and even though this, I don't. Well, yeah, it has some memorable kills, but it doesn't have a lot of like gruesome kills either. So I don't know. Maybe if they touch a little bit on the more gore side, I doubt it ever. But yeah, that's really all I asked for. Just that would be my ideal Scream 5 movie where I leave like really happy, as if Sydney comes out top at the end of the day, and Dewey and Gail are right behind her for the fifth time.
What about you, Maria? What are your final thoughts?
Kind of like the same about what you said. I would like just things to be better. I want what they tried to do in Scream 4, but like change it up, because they tried it. They tried to be different. I didn't like it, hated it. Um, I kind of just hope it's good with like the like because they're hyping it up so much, like I really hope I'm not disappointed. Um, and I would like a really big twist, different something that you just kind of don't see coming would be great, like my idea, but whatever. Um,
What about you, Tuan? What are your final thoughts? Final predictions? Final
Fine.
hopes and
Um,
dreams?
yeah, final like everything. I do hope that this movie does turn out good. I do agree with Maria that they're like going like really good with the marketing for
The
it and
marketing is
like everything.
insane.
I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised at how much marketing this movie is getting. Like, I don't even remember seeing Scream 4 this much when that was coming out, and that was like by the original, like Wes Craven and everything. I know they at this time, like I would say most people generally do know the Scream movies just because of the Ghostface mask. But that in itself is like an iconic mask. Like people who don't even know the character like wear that for Halloween. So just seeing that is like iconic in itself and like people know what it is, but I feel like they're putting like a lot into making sure people go see this movie, which that's a good sign. Like if they weren't showing it as much, they gave us like one trailer and we didn't see anything till it came out, I'd be a little like worried, but I'm kind of excited for it just because of the amount of marketing they put into it. I do really hope that everything like turns out good with it. Um, if I and I do hope that we do get like a whole trilogy out of it. If this one does turn out good and like the new creators and everything like that, as well as the actors, I will will say if they do like take off somebody from the original three, let it be Dewey or Gale. Um, preferably Dewey because I like Courtney Cox's Gale, and I personally wouldn't want them to take out Sydney, but if it happens, it happens. You know how this stuff goes, especially in horror movies. Um, but overall, I have like a decent amount of faith going into this one. I feel as though it's gonna be a good one, and can't wait to see it.
Well, our collective final thoughts is finally kill Dewey. Please, just take him out. Just do us that favor and get rid of Dewey, and be a good movie. Like I'm hyped. Like the promotion's been insane. I've avoided. I've seen the first trailer. I've skipped all the teasers. I skipped everything. I'm trying to go in as dry, so I don't have any expectations, good or bad. So just be a good fucking movie. And for everyone listening, you'll be joining us in 2, maybe 3 weeks when we review Scream 5 or just Scream 2022. Thank you all for listening. The Haddonfield Horrors Podcast is a Letters to Media production.
Should we do an intro?